We're going to talk about legs up the wall pose today. I really like this pose. Often I will start or end a class with it. Has a ton of benefits. If you have glaucoma or some different eye conditions, it is something you want to avoid. That being said, there are a ton of benefits. It's good for high blood pressure, good for low blood pressure, PMS, menopause, digestive issues, arthritis, insomnia, migraines. There's a whole huge list. It's good for anxiety and mild depression. So to come into this, we are going to start without a prop. So you can use a bolster, you can use pillows, depending on the position of the neck. If you need to put a couple blankets under to make it better shape in the spine, of course you can do that. So we're going to bring the right hip right up to the edge of the wall. So my hip is touching the wall. And then I'm going to squeeze my belly in and I'm going to swing my legs up. And then scooch the sit bones right up to the wall. Now, some nice options are, I don't have a sandbag with me today, but if you are teaching a class and you want to make this more of a restorative pose, when someone's in it, you go ahead and put a sandbag on the bottoms of their feet. Helps to release that low back a little more. I also find this is a really nice pose to include some pranayama. And there's different variations to the arms. You can bring them out here. Here, you can bring them to the belly. You can also wrap a strap around the ankles to keep them up more so that your students can sort of just relax a little bit more. They don't have to hold their legs up so much. But granted, typically the wall goes all the way up, so it's not as much of an issue. And then when you want to come down, you bend the knees. But I want to first point out, if you have tingling in your feet, you're going to bend the knees, bring the bottoms of the feet together, send the knees out, and pull the heels towards your pelvis. And remember, you're laying on your back, so you're sending all that blood that's typically at your feet when you're standing up. So when you have students coming out of this pose, don't rush through it. Make sure you take your time so the blood can go back. So I'm going to bring my knees into my chest here, or my abdomen, and then roll to my side to come out. Now, I sometimes will use a bolster, sometimes I don't, and the proportion, if you're taller, you're obviously going to be a little further away typically, depending on the length of your legs and your torso. It's a proportion thing. If you're shorter, you're probably going to be a little closer to the wall. But you're going to bring the bolster there, and everybody has their own approach here. So you may slide off of it, but you can get twisted around here and then scooch onto it. So push the elbows into the floor. And your sit bones, if you do use a prop, don't have to be directly against the wall. You can have a little space there. This feels nice. I mean, both ways feel great. But I do feel like personally when I use a bolster, we're gonna scooch it out and then come down. When I use a bolster, I do feel like you get a little bit more of sort of a head rush when you come out. But there are always variations. You just want to make sure that when you're in that pose, you're lengthening out the back of your neck so you create a nice long spine.